So ever since John Dudley decided to switch from Hoyt to PSE, the amount of questions that I've got asking why I didn't throw a PSE NXT Evo into the 2020 lineup, it's just gotten like exponentially more. Every single video that I put out where I'm talking about the shootout, everyone's wondering why it's not in there. So I wanted to address it. It doesn't have anything to do with the bow. The truth is I wanted a PSE to be in the lineup, but here's what ended up happening. So I've got a few shops that are options that I can go to around kind of the Nashville metro area, kind of the greater Middle Tennessee area. One of my routes that I go out to Chattanooga to work on some properties there brings me by this great little store in Tullahoma called Taylor Archery. And so I've got some options. And one of the days, I literally went to Taylor, I ordered the Bowtech. The next day, I went out to Archery Den down in Franklin and I ordered 3 more bows. Then I went to Binks Lodge and I ordered a different bow. And then I went over to the 4th shop, which shall remain nameless. And here's kind of the crux of where we really get into it. They had one PSE in stock, and it was one of the carbon stealths. I think it was the Air Stealth, and it was up on the shelf, no D-loop, no whisker biscuit, not set up at all. And I said, hey, I'm thinking about adding PSE to this thing that I'm doing. Do you guys have an NXT that I could shoot, or do you have one coming in? Because this was right at the turn of the year when everybody was kind of just first getting stuff in. And they were like, no, we don't. We're gonna, that you can shoot that one. And I was like, well, okay, maybe I'll try the Carbon Air and give that one a shot. And the guy was like, oh, okay, so you want to shoot it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, it's $30 for us to set the bow up. And I was like, what? And he was like, it's $30 for us to, I'll put a whisker biscuit and a D-loop on there for you and get it set up. Confused. So this is where I want some feedback from you guys, because every experience I've ever had, if I go to a shop and I want to shoot a bow, I pick it up, put some arrows in it, throw some arrows down range, and then I go about my day, and sometimes I buy a bow and sometimes I don't. But I've never been charged a setup fee for a bow that wasn't set up, and it was kind of weird. This isn't a shop that I've only been to 1 or 2 times. I go to this place a lot. The last time I was in, I bought almost $400 worth of arrows. They know who I am. They've set multiple bows up for me before, and I was just like, really? $30? So it made me feel a little weird. So here's the other thing. The poundage on the Carbon Air was 60 pounds. So when I'm shooting it, it's giving me zero information compared to these other bows, which are, 70 pounds. I wanted the NXT because I felt like that was kind of more apples to apples. And when I left, I was like, so you guys aren't planning on getting, an NXT in or anything like that? And they were just like, no. So, okay. So if I order a PSE, which I could do, that's the shop, presumably, that I'd be going back to have them work on it if I need work done, to have them, to deal with any warranty stuff. And just, that kind of becomes the home shop. And I thought, I just went to 3 other shops that I really, really like. And to get this kind of thing here, pass. I know it's a small thing, and you guys, again, let me know in the comments what you think. I don't know what industry standard is, and I know that as online stuff comes in more and more, I'm sure there's people that go into a shop, take freaking 4 hours, set up a bow exactly how they want it, they shoot it, then they go on Amazon and buy it for $50 less, which you shouldn't do. That's obviously, you're just hurting the industry. This is such a service-oriented part of the industry. Unless you have a press, unless you have all that stuff at your house, you're not going to be able to mess with this. So why would you start taking food out of the mouths of local shops who will take the time to teach you and to at least set your stuff up. It makes no sense to me. But I've got these other shops that are options. And I was just like, nah, I don't have to do this. These other 5 bows they're going to have to do. So it wasn't until after that John Dudley came out with the NTN version. And obviously, I understand why people would say, dude, you got to do this. Like, John Dudley has switched to PSE. You got to, get in on this. But here's my other thought. John came in really late. Even if he's been working with them for the last 6 months before his contract was up, which he says he wasn't really doing. They were in discussions. The changes that he's actually made to the bow are mostly almost 999%. That doesn't math. All those changes that he made are cosmetic. And what I'm really curious about are the changes that John will make 5 years down the road. Maybe 3 years down the road. If we're lucky, maybe they can work into that kind of stuff. With working with the actual riser and the actual limbs as far as width and depth of the limbs and the stiffness of the riser and just all the little subtleties that I feel like he's a unique person because he's able to take a product and not just say, here's what's wrong with it. He can say, here's what's wrong with it and here's how we can make it better, which is an extremely unique skill to be able to have. So I'm excited to try PSE in the future, but I don't really want to deal with this shop. See what I'm saying? Now, I know that there's another shop that's about an hour and a half from here, and I'm not unwilling to do that, but again, I wasn't just super wowed with PSE at the time, so I was like, that's fine. One of these other 5 bows is surely going to do. So that's the reason I'm not shooting a PSE this year. Let me know what you think if I'm overreacting. And I'm not trying to be like a bitch about it. It felt weird. It just felt weird. It just felt like you don't care about me that much as a customer, and there are other shops that are around that do. Literally when I left the archery den last time, the owner said, thank you for what you've done for the shop. And I was like, that's awesome. I haven't even done that much. I just bought some bows from them. That's it. I may be giving them a bad reputation because I'm associating their name with mine. I don't know. Well, all right. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Did I overreact? Should I just get over it? And should I order one of the NTN 2020 versions? Oh, God, my wife will kill me. She's been really cool about all this, but I think it's because I moved down here, and so she hasn't had to see it. I don't know. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Brandon McDonald.